How's it going, students? This is Speed Calculations Level 3. So remember that speed is the distance traveled by an object divided by the time taken to travel that distance. Now in Level 3, we're going to see some different problems, but the formula remains the same. Speed is distance divided by time. So the first problem we're going to practice is you drive your car for 2 hours at 50 kilometers per hour, then drive for 5 hours at 80 kilometers per hour. Calculate average speed. Now, I would recommend to write this down. So go ahead and pause the video and write down this problem. All right, so let's take a look at our formula. Speed is going to be equal to distance 1 plus distance 2 divided by time 1 plus time 2. So let's figure out what we know. We have speed 1, which is 50 kilometers per hour. Now, do we have distance 1? Take a look at the problem and see if we have distance 1. So we don't have distance 1, so we're going to need to solve for that. And then, is there time 1? Go ahead and fill that in. So yes, we have time 1, that is 2 hours. So let's take a look at the next one, which is speed 2. Speed 2 is 80 kilometers per hour. And then, do we have distance 2? We don't have distance 2. What is time 2? Time 2 is 5 hours. So all we got to do is plug our values into the formula. And so let's see what we got so far. We have time 1, which is 2 hours. And we have time 2, which is 5 hours. So we're going to need to solve for distance 1 and distance 2. Remember, the formula for speed is distance divided by time. So let's plug in our values. He traveled for 50 kilometers per hour. And how long did this person travel for? It's 2 hours. So now what we need to do is get distance 1 by itself. So we're going to do the opposite operation, multiply by 2, so that cancels out. And then, remember, whatever we do to one side of the equation, we have to do to the other side. Now notice that the hours cancel out. Hours over here, hours over there. They actually cancel out. So the only thing you're left with is distance, which is 50 kilometers multiplied by 2. So that's going to be 100 kilometers. So now we're going to take that value and plug it into distance 1. Now, go ahead and pause the video and see if you can solve for distance 2. Let's see if you are correct. So we plug in our values. Speed 2 is 80 kilometers per hour, and time 2 is going to be 5 hours. And then we do the same thing. We cancel out 5 hours by doing the opposite operation because we want to solve for distance 2. So that cancels out. And then whatever we do to one side of the equal sign, we have to do to the other side. So we're going to multiply by 5 hours. And then once again, hours cancel out. So the only thing we're left with is 80 kilometers multiplied by 5, which is 400 kilometers, which is distance 2. Now we're going to take that value and just plug it in to our formula. So now we have 100 kilometers plus 400 kilometers divided by 2 hours and 5 hours. That is going to give us our average speed for the trip. So let's go ahead and combine those values together. 500 kilometers divided by 7 hours. We just plug that in, we just divide it. That's going to be 71.4 kilometers per hour is our average speed. So you just learned how to calculate speed at level 3. Good luck on your assignment.